Welcome to SMR Bitesize. Thought for Thursdays coming right up. But before that, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel. This is important, so please watch to the end. Every Thursday at SMR Bitesize, we like to dip into an issue that divides, challenges, or confuses us rejoiners. And frankly, I can't think of an issue more deserving of just a little bit of thought this week than our attitude as rejoiners to the Labour Party. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm no fan of Keir Starmer. Some of his recent comments have been frankly unhinged, and certainly a hell of a long way from being honest, as he claims here. Some of his actions, too, have been very hard to justify. The deselection of proactive North Tyne Mayor Jamie Driscoll being a pretty good example. I'm not sure interviewing one of the country's greatest living filmmakers about their body of work really makes you anti-Semitic. Since when have we decided that sharing a platform with someone means you share all their views? Views which Ken Loach, I'm sure, would contest anyway. So whether it's the perceived purge of the left of the party or Labour's ridiculous notion of making Brexit work, you, as a rejoiner, would have every right to feel just a little bit let down. And for the record, I do. But the attacks on Labour, some of which are justified, are getting way out of hand. From moderately concerned Labour supporters like this one to the frankly deranged, such as this. In fact, this Twitter user posted a meme so preposterous that if it really reflects his opinion, suggests to me he needs urgent help. And guys, this is where we've ended up. At a critical time, prior to an election that could define our country for decades to come, we've got left-wing political commentators like Owen Jones attacking his own side with comments like this.
The soulless, dead behind the eyes, principle-free, ghoulish weirdos who run the Labour Party.
Take a listen now to this clip from Tim Minchin's Back Tour last year. Here he absolutely nails the Achilles heel that threatens once again to trip up us progressives, the disunited left. Take a listen.
Us progressives, right? So progressives statistically have a higher level of education, a little bit. On average, we're a bit more educated, but are we kinda? Are we fuck? Because modern progressives have decided the way we're going to progress forward into a future of more empathy and understanding for more and more people is to shout fascist, evil fascist at anyone like that side of the line, and then turn to someone inside their own bubble and see if they have a belief that diverges from their own like 1 degree, and then call them out, publicly shame them on the internet. Oh my God, I can't believe you posted a photo of your pedicure when we're meant to be posting black squares. You're not anti-racist. That means you're a racist part of the white supremacy. And this person, of course, they're now in another bubble, and human nature being human nature, they're defining themselves in opposition to those mob, and then they find someone in their bubble who has a belief that diverges from their own 1 degree. I can't believe you still follow J.K. Rowling on Twitter. Pop! I can't believe you said not all men. Pop! I can't believe you used the F slur in your song. Pop, 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 until the whole fucking progressive movement's just bubbles within bubbles within bubbles, like a fucking aero bar. Like an aero bar snake eating its own fucking tail, like an aero Ouroboros.
Here's what I think. It's great to have deeply held beliefs, and it would be equally great to be able to vote for them. But we live in one of only 2 countries in Europe, along with Belarus, currently making use of the least democratic electoral system known to man. First past the post. Meaning, of course, that in many constituencies, we not only don't have the luxury of being able to vote for what we want, in my view, we have an obligation to vote against what we don't. Take North Bury as a good example. It flipped blue in 2019 with a majority for the Conservatives of just 105. Take a look at the vote share. It was a 2-horse race between the Tories and Labour. And in this constituency, the Lib Dems had no chance. So if you're a rejoiner in Bury North, not a fan of Keir Starmer, seriously disappointed at the direction he's taking the party, what the hell do you do? I'll get straight to it. You can vote Labour, vote Tory, or stay at home. If you really want to keep your conscience clear, you just don't have a choice. Guys, can we please focus on the real enemy here? We need the Tories out of office. We need some grown-ups back in the room who we can work on, and we need it yesterday. The next time someone tries to suck you into the vortex by convincing you that Labour and the Tories are 2 cheeks of the same arse, that Starmer's a red Tory, or that he wants to turn Britain into a fascist dictatorship, Just remind yourself, it wasn't Labour who lied to the Queen to illegally prorogue Parliament. It wasn't Labour who got us into this absurd Brexit mess in the first place. It wasn't Labour who lined the pockets of their mates during the COVID pandemic. It wasn't Labour who dredged the bin juice of their party to come up with an increasingly inept parade of prime ministers, none of whom gave a monkey's about anyone other than themselves. And it wasn't Labour who oversaw the needless deaths of tens of thousands of innocent people during COVID. It was the Tories, and you know it. The Labour Party is far from perfect, but you know what they say about the perfect being the enemy of the good, don't you? We have to work with the system we've got, and it's far from perfect too, but if you live in a constituency where Labour mount the only realistic challenge to a sitting or prospective Tory MP, and you're planning on handing that seat to a Tory, then for the love of God, give your head an almighty wobble. Head on over to tactical.vote and do whatever you need to do to get the Tories out. Let's just remember who our enemy really is. The Conservatives. It's certainly not each other. If you enjoyed this video, visit 16millionrising.co.uk, where you can listen to this week's full radio show for free, support us with a donation, buy us a coffee, or subscribe as an early riser. Back tomorrow.